Are you living the life you've always dreamed of, or are you simply existing, waiting for the right moment to take action? Procrastination is a silent thief. It doesn't make loud noises or show up with warnings. It simply sneaks in and steals your time, your dreams, and your opportunities. It disguises itself as fear, distractions, or even harmless excuses like "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'm not ready yet." But let me tell you something powerful today: your life can change the moment you decide it's time to act. The decision to start is yours, and the best time to begin is always now. Picture this: you're standing at a crossroads. On one side is the life you've always wanted, the career, the health, the relationships, the sense of fulfillment. On the other side is the comfort zone, the place where things feel safe and familiar but nothing ever grows. It's easy to stay in that comfort zone, isn't it? No risks, no failures, no discomfort. But deep down, you know that staying there comes at a cost. Because while you're standing still, time keeps moving forward, and the dreams you've postponed start feeling farther and farther away. If you're watching this, I know you've felt that inner conflict, the part of you that dreams big, and the part of you that hesitates, whispers not yet, or finds reasons to delay. You might even think, "I'll start when I have more time, when things calm down, or when I feel more confident." But let me ask you, how many times have you told yourself that? How many laters have turned into nevers? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you waited for the perfect moment that never came? This isn't about blame, it's about taking control. You see, procrastination isn't just a habit, it's a mindset. And the good news is that it's a mindset you can change. It tells you that comfort is better than progress, that avoiding the hard things is better than facing them. But that's not where growth happens. Growth happens when you lean into the discomfort, take risks, and keep moving forward even when it feels difficult. You don't need perfection to start. All you need is the willingness to take the first step. Today I'm not here to remind you of the problem. You already know what procrastination feels like. You know what it's like to want something and feel stuck, unsure of how to begin. What I'm here to do is give you the tools to break free from that cycle. By the end of this, you won't just feel inspired, you'll have a roadmap to stop procrastinating and start taking action immediately. Imagine what could happen if you embraced the idea of progress over perfection, if you stopped putting things off and started building the future you deserve. I know what it feels like to be stuck. I've been there, waking up every day with big dreams, but feeling paralyzed by the sheer size of them. I've had moments where I'd planned to start tomorrow, only to find that weeks had passed, and nothing had changed. But let me tell you something: I've learned the power to change your life doesn't come from some external force. It doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to push you. It comes from within, from making a choice to begin, no matter how small that beginning might be. Think about one thing you've always wanted to do but never took the first step toward. Maybe it's writing a book, starting a business, improving your health, or pursuing a passion. Close your eyes and picture it. See yourself living that dream, feeling the pride, the joy, the sense of accomplishment. Now ask yourself, what's stopping you? Is it fear of failure? Is it the belief that you're not ready, or that you don't have enough time? Or is it that voice in your head convincing you that you can always start later? Here's the truth: there will never be a perfect time. There will always be obstacles, distractions, and reasons to wait. But success doesn't come from waiting, it comes from starting, even when it's uncomfortable or uncertain. The moment you take that first step, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you've given yourself credit for. You start building momentum, and that momentum creates progress, which eventually creates results. Your dreams are waiting for you, but they won't wait forever. The life you're imagining isn't going to build itself. It's up to you to take control, to decide that enough is enough, and to start moving forward today. It doesn't matter how small your first step is, what matters is that you take it. Because every journey, no matter how long, begins with that one step. Now let me ask you one more question: if you could look into the future and see yourself a year from now living the life you've always wanted, what would it take to get there? What would you need to do today to make that vision a reality? That's where your power lies, in the choices you make right now. This is your moment to decide. The question is, will you take it? Life has a way of presenting us with endless opportunities, but for many of us, those opportunities remain untapped because we hesitate to make decisions. Each decision we avoid is a chance lost, a door left unopened, a step never taken. You see, decisions are the compass of our lives. Every choice we make determines the direction we take, and when we fail to decide, we surrender control. Imagine standing in front of a fork in the road, knowing that one path leads to growth and fulfillment, while the other keeps you stuck in the same routine. The hesitation to choose is what keeps you standing still, paralyzed by fear or uncertainty. But what if I told you that the power to change your life lies in the courage to make a single decision? Think of decisions like a rudder on a ship. Without a rudder, the ship drifts aimlessly, carried away by the waves and the wind. It has no direction, no purpose, and no destination. But when the captain takes control, adjusts the rudder, and sets a course, the ship moves with intention. The same is true for your life. When you take control of your decisions, you give your life purpose and direction. It's not about knowing every detail of the journey ahead. It's about having the courage to take the first step and trust the process. I remember a time in my life when I felt stuck, overwhelmed by the choices in front of me. I wanted change, but I was terrified of making the wrong decision. The fear of failure held me back, and I spent months in a cycle of overthinking. But one day I realized that not deciding was the biggest failure of all. I took a deep breath, chose a path, and committed to it. Was it easy? No. But that single decision became the turning point. It set me on a journey of growth, and every step I took afterward was a step toward my goals. Looking back, I realized that the decision to act was more important than the outcome itself. So how do you start making decisions that propel you forward? Begin by writing down your top 3 goals. Look at them carefully and choose one to focus on. Don't overanalyze or wait for the perfect moment. Just decide. Take a piece of paper right now and write, "Today I commit to working on your goal." This simple act of commitment can spark the momentum you need to get started. Remember, it's not about making the perfect choice, it's about making a choice and moving forward with intention. Once you've made a decision, the next step is to take action. But not just any action, massive, consistent action. Thinking about your goals is important, but thinking alone won't bring results. You have to move, to do, to act. Action is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small, almost insignificant, but as it rolls it gathers snow, gaining size and momentum. This is the power of action. The small steps you take today will build momentum, creating a force that propels you forward. I'll share a personal story to illustrate this. There was a time when I faced a major setback in my career. I felt defeated, unsure of how to move forward. But instead of letting that setback define me, I decided to act. I started with one small task: sending an email, making a phone call, reaching out to a mentor. Those small actions, repeated daily, created a ripple effect. Before I knew it, opportunities began to appear, and my confidence grew. What started as a single step turned into a series of wins, and those wins transformed my situation entirely. The beauty of action is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Start small if you need to. If your goal is to write a book, commit to writing 1 page a day. If you want to improve your health, start with a 15-minute walk. Whatever your goal, take one step toward it today. Don't wait for motivation or inspiration to strike. Let the act of doing create the momentum you need. But here's the thing, even the most determined individuals can't succeed alone. The people you surround yourself with play a crucial role in your journey. Have you ever heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? It's true. The company you keep influences your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. If you surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, their energy will push you to grow. But if you're surrounded by negativity or complacency, it will hold you back. Let me tell you about a time when this principle changed my life. I was at a low point, feeling uninspired and stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Then, I met a mentor who saw potential in me that I couldn't see in myself. Their guidance, encouragement, and belief in me sparked a transformation. They challenged me to think bigger, to push past my limits, and to pursue my dreams relentlessly. That relationship became a turning point in my journey, and it taught me the value of surrounding myself with the right people. Take a moment to think about the people in your life. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? If you want to soar like an eagle, you can't spend your time with turkeys. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who challenge you to be better, and who support your goals. Join communities, attend events, or connect with mentors who align with your vision. And if necessary, distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy or limit your potential. It's not easy, but it's essential for your growth. As you take action and build relationships, it's equally important to cultivate the right mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. In contrast, a fixed mindset sees challenges as threats and believes that abilities are static. The difference between the two is profound. Those with a growth mindset embrace challenges, learn from failures, and persist in the face of obstacles. They understand that setbacks are not the end, but a stepping stone to success. I remember struggling with a fixed mindset early in my journey. I'd avoid challenges because I was afraid of failing. But over time, I learned to shift my perspective. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of my abilities, I began to see it as feedback, as an opportunity to grow. This shift transformed the way I approached life. I started taking risks, trying new things, and embracing the process of learning. The results were remarkable. Not only did I achieve more, but I also developed resilience and confidence. You can cultivate a growth mindset by changing the way you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet." Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. When you face setbacks, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Remember, your mind is like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. With practice, you can develop the resilience and adaptability needed to achieve your goals. Finally, let's talk about consistency. Without consistency, even the best plans will fail. It's not enough to take action once or twice. You have to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what turns small efforts into big results over time. Think of it like planting a seed. You can't plant it one day and expect a tree the next. You have to water it, nurture it, and give it time to grow. The same is true for your goals. I've seen this principle in action in my own life. When I decided to learn a new skill, I committed to practicing for just 15 minutes a day. At first, it felt insignificant, but over weeks and months, those small efforts added up. I made progress, gained confidence, and eventually mastered the skill. The key was consistency. By showing up every day, I created a habit that made success inevitable. You can do the same. Start by creating a daily habit tracker or journaling your progress. Celebrate small wins along the way. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Over time, your consistent efforts will compound, leading to extraordinary results. And when you look back, you'll realize that the small steps you took every day were the building blocks of your success. In the end, the journey to overcoming procrastination and achieving your goals comes down to these principles: making decisive choices, taking massive action, surrounding yourself with the right people, cultivating a growth mindset, and staying consistent. Each of these steps builds on the other, creating a powerful framework for transformation. Your dreams are within reach, but it's up to you to take the first step and keep moving forward. The question is, are you ready to start today? The moment you begin to implement these principles is the moment your life starts to change. Remember, it's not the enormity of the goal that matters, but the small, intentional steps you take every day. So take a deep breath, make your decision, and step boldly into the future you've always envisioned. Your journey begins now. Imagine for a moment standing on the edge of a mountain, looking out over an expansive landscape of your dreams. Everything you've ever wanted is right in front of you, and yet there's this feeling of hesitation, a fear, or perhaps just uncertainty that keeps you from taking the next step. The life you've always dreamed of, the success you've always longed for, is not some faraway concept. It's within your reach, waiting for you to step into it. All that's required from you is to take one simple, but powerful action. The question is, will you? The road to success isn't paved with perfection, it's paved with action. And the key to unlocking everything you desire lies in one simple decision, the decision to take that first step, no matter how small. Every successful person in the world was once in your shoes, standing at the edge of their dreams, unsure whether they had what it took. But what they all had in common was one defining characteristic: they took action. They didn't wait for the perfect moment, they didn't wait for the fear to subside. They moved forward despite the uncertainty, and as they did, they learned, they grew, and they eventually reached the summit. So let me ask you, what's one thing you've always dreamed of achieving but never took the first step toward? Maybe it's a new career, a personal project, or even a healthier lifestyle. Whatever it is, I want you to reflect on it for a moment. What's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Or perhaps it's the overwhelming sense that you're not ready, or that the timing isn't right. Here's the thing: there will never be a perfect time to start. The stars will never align in such a way that everything falls into place without any effort. The perfect moment is an illusion. The only perfect time is right now. Every moment you spend waiting for the right time is a moment lost. In fact, waiting for the right time is just another form of procrastination, a way of delaying your success. You don't need everything to be perfect before you begin. What you need is courage, determination, and the willingness to take the first step, even if it's just a small one. The first step doesn't have to be monumental. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It just has to be something that moves you forward. That one small action is all it takes to start building momentum. The longer you wait, the more momentum you lose, and the harder it becomes to take that first step. But once you take it, something magical happens. You begin to feel that spark, that excitement, that energy that propels you forward. With each action, big or small, you gain more clarity, more confidence, and more motivation. And the beautiful thing is, that momentum doesn't stop. It builds, it compounds. What starts as a small step turns into a giant leap. Think about it. Where do you want to be a year from now? Imagine the success you could have if you made the decision today to stop waiting and start taking action. It's not about making huge leaps right away. It's about consistent, deliberate effort. Imagine what would happen if you committed to making even the smallest progress every day. Just 15 minutes of focused effort each day can add up to 91 hours in a year. That's 91 hours closer to your dreams, 91 hours of growth, learning, and development. Think about how much you could accomplish in that time. 1 year from now, you could be in a completely different place than you are today, all because you decided to take one simple step. The power of consistent action is incredible. Small actions compounded over time lead to big results. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small and slow, but as it gains momentum, it becomes bigger and faster. That's what happens when you take consistent action. Every small effort builds on the last, and soon you're on a path that's impossible to stop. The question is, will you take the first step today? And don't let fear fool you into thinking that you're not ready. You are more than ready. You've been ready all along. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to take action. Every fear you have is a false belief, a limiting thought that's holding you back from your true potential. But here's the truth: fear is natural. Everyone feels it. Even the most successful people in the world experience fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to that fear. Successful people don't let fear stop them, they use it as fuel to push forward. They acknowledge the fear, but they don't let it control them. They act anyway. So what's holding you back? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of not being good enough? Let me tell you, this failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every failure, every setback is a lesson. It's a step closer to where you want to be. The only true failure is not trying at all. If you don't take action, you'll never know what you're capable of. And that, my friend, is the real tragedy. The truth is, success is not a straight line. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's full of bumps along the way. But each bump is a lesson. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow. And when you look back, you'll realize that the only thing you ever truly needed to succeed was the courage to take that first step. Now take a moment to think about the people you spend the most time with. Are they the kind of people who lift you up, encourage you, and inspire you to be the best version of yourself? Or are they the ones who keep you stuck, who feed into your doubts and fears, and who discourage you from chasing your dreams? This is the law of association in action. The people you surround yourself with play a critical role in your success. If you want to go far, you need to surround yourself with those who are already on their way to success. Success is contagious. When you surround yourself with ambitious, motivated people, their energy rubs off on you. They'll push you to rise higher, to dream bigger, and to take action. But if you spend all your time with people who are content with mediocrity, who are stuck in their comfort zones, you'll find yourself staying in that same place. You'll find yourself making excuses instead of taking action. Take a moment and evaluate the 5 people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you to become better? Or do they hold you back? If you want to soar, you need to surround yourself with eagles, not turkeys. Eagles fly high. They soar above the challenges, rising to new heights. Turkeys, on the other hand, stay grounded, limited by their own fears. You can't expect to fly if you're surrounded by turkeys. So if you want to achieve greatness, you need to start surrounding yourself with those who inspire and empower you. Remember, success is not a solo journey. It's a journey that's shaped by the people you meet, the relationships you build, and the mentors you find along the way. And sometimes the right person, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or even a colleague, can make all the difference. They can push you to take action, help you see things from a different perspective, and remind you of your potential when you doubt yourself. As you move forward on your journey, remember that mindset is everything. Your mindset determines how you approach every challenge, every setback, and every opportunity. If you have a fixed mindset, you'll see every failure as a sign that you're not good enough. But if you have a growth mindset, you'll see failure as a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. The choice is yours. You can either let your mindset limit you, or you can let it propel you toward greatness. And finally, remember that consistency is the secret to success. It's not about making huge leaps every day, it's about showing up, doing the work, and staying committed, even when it feels like progress is slow. Small actions, taken consistently over time, lead to extraordinary results. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your dreams, and every step you take is a step toward the life you've always wanted. Keep moving forward, stay consistent, and most importantly, take action today, because your future is waiting for you, but only if you decide to act. Now that you've delved into these 5 transformative principles, making clear decisions, taking massive action, surrounding yourself with the right people, cultivating a growth mindset, and staying consistent, it's essential to understand something crucial: knowledge alone is not enough. Understanding these principles intellectually is one thing, but implementing them is what truly matters. There's no secret formula for success. Success doesn't come overnight, and it certainly doesn't come by simply thinking about it. Success comes from action that's fueled by intention, purpose, and consistency. Now think about where you are in your life. Are you where you want to be? Are you living the life you envision for yourself, or are you stuck in a cycle of inaction, constantly waiting for the perfect time to begin? We've all been there. We've all experienced the tug of procrastination. We've all put off the important tasks, hoping the right circumstances will present themselves. But here's the truth: there will never be a perfect moment. The conditions will never be ideal, and waiting for them to be perfect will only delay your success. The only time that matters is right now. It's easy to watch motivational videos and think, that's inspiring, but real transformation happens when you stop watching and start doing. It happens when you stop waiting for everything to align perfectly and take action in the face of uncertainty. Action creates momentum, and momentum leads to progress. Without it, you stay stuck, always dreaming but never achieving. Let me be clear: success requires you to make a choice. It requires you to decide, here and now, that you will not let procrastination control your life. It requires you to make a commitment to yourself and your future. If you don't decide to take action today, then when? Tomorrow? Next week? Next year? The future is built on the actions you take today, not tomorrow. Imagine for a moment that a year has passed. Imagine that a year from now you have already taken consistent steps toward your dreams. What does that look like for you? What are you achieving? What goals have you accomplished? Where are you? And most importantly, how do you feel? Now contrast that with where you are today. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, where will you be a year from now? Will you still be stuck in the same place, wishing you had started sooner? Will you still be dreaming about success without taking any real action? Or will you be living the reality you've always wanted, because you took the first step and kept moving forward, no matter how challenging it was? Action is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the ability to decide and take action, no matter how small that action may seem in the beginning. The first step might be uncomfortable, uncertain, or intimidating, but that's where growth happens. That's where change begins. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by waiting for a sign. They didn't get there by hoping for the right opportunity. They got there by making decisions and taking consistent action. And so can you. Now here's the most important thing: success doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens through small, consistent actions taken day in and day out. The most successful people didn't get to where they are by taking huge, overwhelming actions all at once. They got there by doing small, often mundane tasks, day after day, without losing sight of their bigger vision. Think about it this way: if you commit to working on your goal for just 15 minutes every single day, at the end of a year, that's 5,475 minutes over 90 hours of consistent work. Do you think that time will add up to something meaningful? Of course. In fact, you'd be amazed at how much progress you can make with just a little daily effort. Consistency compounds. And that's where true transformation happens. It's the power of small daily actions that accumulate into massive results. And that's what will ultimately push you closer to your goals. Let's look at another example. Think about someone learning a musical instrument, like the piano. At first, they may only be able to play a few basic chords. But with consistent practice, those basic chords turn into complex melodies. A year from now, they could be playing entire pieces that once seemed impossible. But the key to getting there wasn't waiting for the perfect moment. It was consistent practice, day after day. The same principle applies to your goals. Every small step you take today brings you one step closer to where you want to be tomorrow. So the question isn't, can I do this? It's, will I commit to taking the first step and the next step, no matter how small? Now I'm asking you to imagine your life again. Picture a version of yourself a year from now who has committed to consistent action. Where are you? What are you doing? How have your dreams transformed into reality? I want to leave you with a challenge. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, take one small action that will move you closer to your goal. It could be writing down your goals, making a phone call, or taking the first step on a project you've been putting off. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is that you begin. The first step is the hardest, but it's also the most important. Now think about the person you want to become. Think about the goals you want to achieve. Are you willing to take action today? Success is not a destination, it's a journey. And it starts with one decision, one action, one step forward. If you commit to applying these principles every day, I promise you, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to know exactly how everything will unfold. What you need is to start. The action will guide you, the consistency will shape you, and the growth will transform you. You are capable of more than you realize. Your potential is limitless. But it all starts with you making the decision to act now. So what's your decision going to be?